Is far more than a drover's wife. No spoilers. Leah Purcell joins us now from Sydney. Thank you so much for your time. And Leah,
thanks for having me.
Congratulations, because the last time we spoke to you was when the trailer for this amazing film had just dropped. How excited are you for audiences to finally see it?
There's no word for it. Like, you know, I think it's about 5 more sleeps next Thursday, the 5th of May. It's you know, dropping nationally. It's a bit surreal because we've been working, you know, we filmed it in 2019 and we've just been chipping away, and we're so close. Yeah, I was, you know, I've gone, where am I going? What am I talking about? Okay, this film. So I'm beyond excited.
If there are no words for how excited you are, given you're an actor, can you give us a face for how excited you are?
Yeah!
That was probably some of my worst acting I've ever done.
It's a first draft. We'll work on it. We'll workshop. So this is, as we pointed out, this is a new take on the Henry Lawson classic. What parts of the original story have you changed here?
Look, for the loyalists, they will pick up on a few things, the trooper, the Bullock story. My interpretation of the Black Snake is a black man that arrives at Molly's property, which is a little bit different to the Henry Lawson. And I've invented a township of the local people, so you can see the attitudes towards what I guess Henry wrote about. His was a lot more romanticised than mine is. I'm a bit more of a truth teller of that time in regards to black and white relations in the country. But there are very much things for the loyalists that they will pick up on and go, oh, there's a little bit of the story. But the word reimagined, I really reimagined it and put my Indigenous heritage through it so that I could play the drover's wife.
The film is stunning. The country is beyond, sweeping vistas and wide open plains. The landscape is, as people sometimes say, very much a character in itself. Australia's a character. How did you cast it?
I fell in love with the landscape in 2006 when I was up doing Jindabyne with Ray Lawrence when we were filming Jindabyne, and I just fell in love with it. But look, it was just something that... This all started out as a play, and of course, when you're doing the play, it's just words describing the landscape. So when we went on all these recce's, I did nearly 6 years of going backwards and forwards, you know, creating relationships, speaking with local elders, and the land just kept talking to me. There's a tree that you see at the very end of the film. I dreamt that. Wow. And when I found that, I just knew I was in the right place, and things were gifted to us. And you just grasp that and you go with it. And little surprises, you know, we'd turn around a corner and then we have this, you know, mountain range in front of us and a valley, and I just went, this is Molly's place, this is her, this is where she needs to be. So they were gifts that I saw, thank goodness, and grasped and utilised them in the film. And as an Indigenous woman, it's important that land speaks, and you give it that. There's cultural references throughout the film as well. In the first opening scenes, there's a mist that rises, and that was an indication for the Indigenous mob when they lived in the mountains to come down and head north for summer. They knew that first mist rising in the valley was winter coming. So there's all these other little components through those, you know, every frame of the film.
Leah, you filmed this before the pandemic, so you didn't have to contend with that, but that doesn't mean it was all smooth sailing. You had some other challenges, fire being one of them. What happened there?
Oh, mate, we were coming up to our second last week of filming. We shot it 5 weeks, 4 days, and we spoke to some of the locals and said, we got fires from the north, fire from the south. 70 clicks out either way. We said, will it get here? And they go, nah, it's got to cross, you know, a couple of ranges, jump the Murrumbidgee. It'll be a year before it does. But within the week of us packing up and leaving that area, the fire went through and there's that opening scene, all of that landscape was gone. Yeah. We shot in Mount Selwyn. Unfortunately, that scene didn't make it into the film. But, you know, as we all saw Mount Selwyn, the ski resort, there just was a melted mess. So we just missed those fires. We had a bit of a brief meeting. It was very important that we had to save the hut. It was actually imported wood from Tasmania because of the drought and how dry that location up there was, everything just kept splitting every time we tried to make it. So we had this big all hands on deck plan that if anything did go down, we had to strip it and put it in a truck and keep it because it was such a centerpiece.
Oh, it is such a centerpiece. Country looks beautiful in it. It sounds beautiful. The film is haunting, and I mean that because it stays with you. Leah, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Everyone go see it. The Driver's Wife is in cinemas nationwide next Thursday, May 5.